Okay, we're going to move into our assembly studio down here. So we're going to left click on assembly. It's going to take us to a new workspace here. So I'm just going to square up the front. You can see I've got my origin here in the middle. We can hide that, get that out of the way. Okay, now the following processes can be a little bit tricky, but I'll show you a few techniques on how to get them right the first time. So left click on insert. Okay, we're going to grab our bottom rail, so left click again to place it, our left style, left click over here, right style, top rail, and our veneer panel. Left click. We'll just start with that. So before I do anything, I just need to click on that green tick, and now I can start to assemble these parts. I'm just going to zoom in here, okay, and do a slight rotation. So I'll hold down the right click and drag and move around. So I've got an angle here. What we're going to look at doing is joining this corner here to that corner there. We want to do that by using a fasten mate. So I'm going to go up to the top here, fasten mate. Our shortcut is M, so left click or M for fasten mate. Now you can see as I snap to this corner, these blue, green and red lines are the orientation in which these two parts will join together. So if I left click right now, I've got my blue axis pointing upwards. I need to make sure that is the same on the opposite corner on my top rail. So I'm going to left click with the blue axis pointing up. I'm going to come over to this corner here. You can see now it's pointing down. If I did that, it wouldn't marry up properly. So I just need to move around. Now I've got my blue axis pointing up, left click again, and you can see how they come together in the orientation that they are supposed to be. Left click on the green tick, and we have our two parts joined together. Okay, I'm going to do that for the bottom rail now. So you can see these two parts here now are overlapping. Alright, so I'm just going to press on that red X now just to close that fasten mate tool. Now if I just left click and drag on this part, just so I've got those corners exposed that I want to work with here. Now you can see that this part is the wrong way around. I need to actually rotate this. If I left click once, it comes up with a series of arrows here. Okay, I'm just going to click on this circle here with the two lines, left click and hold it. I'm just going to drag, and you can see how it starts to rotate. Okay, we want to go 180 degrees. If you go too far, that's fine. You just let go of the left click, type in 180, hit enter, and it snaps it into position. Left click away, and my part is now the right way up. We can now either join this corner to that corner there, or this bottom corner to that corner there, and we might go with that one. So M is our shortcut for our fasten. If I left click on that point with my blue axis pointing upwards, I need to make sure I do the same down here. So just move the mouse around until you get it. Left click, and it's going to join those two parts together correctly. You can see that they are correct because our housings line up. And solve that. Okay, you will continue those steps to join our corners up here. So my next fasten mate, I'm going to go with that corner here with my blue axis pointing up. Zoom out, zoom into this corner, blue axis pointing up, and solve it. Okay, and my side panel is starting to take shape. Now I need to get my veneer panel inside here. Okay, but you can see that we need to adjust this orientation. So just close this fasten mate, click on our object, left click and hold, rotate, and this will be 90 degrees, so type in 90, hit enter, click away. Our panel is now the right way around. Now this step can be a little bit tricky, but if we right click and hold and just rotate, I'm going to hide these parts here, and you'll see why in a second. If I select all three of those parts, hide, hide, and hide, click away, I now have this one style by itself. We're going to join one of these corners right in here up into this top corner up in here. So M for fasten mate. If I zoom right in on that corner, we're going to get it with the blue axis pointing down, left click once, zoom back out, and I want to join it onto this back corner here. So I need to rotate all the way around to the back, double clicked on back, zoom in, and remembering I want my blue axis pointing down. Keep moving until I get that. And you can see here how it can be a little bit tricky till you get it the way that you want it. Now it's not going to do it. I'm just going to click here and show you what happens when you do it the wrong way. So I'll just left click now. And if I zoom out, you can see that that isn't right. Okay, so press on our X, zoom back out on our front. We'll just try that again. So M for fasten mate, zoom into this corner, go with the blue axis pointing up, remembering that we are joining to this back corner here, and get our blue axis pointing up. Just going to double click on back, and left click on the blue, zoom out, and it has now put it into that housing correctly. Left click on the green tick, close our fasten mate. We'll now show our bottom rail, the right rail, and the top rail. And you now have your side panel constructed. Okay, you need to repeat this process for the opposite panel. Okay, and then we can start to put in our top and bottom shelf panels.